So you're coming up on a new season for your mushroom farm, and instead of just going haphazardly and playing it by ear, it's really important to have a grow schedule and a plan. So I'm gonna show you how to create a plan for your farm. What's up, mushroom fam? It's Gary with Fresh from the Farm Fungi. I'm here in Sedalia, and today I'm going to talk about how to create a grow schedule for your season. If you're interested in learning more about our processes, check out our ebook, Growing Gourmet Mushrooms for Market. The easiest way to think about making a grow schedule is to start at your crop rotation and work backwards. So every mushroom has a whole life cycle that we're trying to replicate and dial in on every harvest. For example, a crop rotation for a lion's mane might take 8 weeks, where a crop rotation from shiitake or a maitake could take 12 to 16 weeks. So these are all crop rotations. Now, to kind of break that out even farther, I like to do a seasonal crop rotation here on my farm. And that way I can tailor the mushrooms that I'm growing to the temperature and the season of the year. I'll start my schedule with a spring, a summer, and a fall crop rotation and select different mushrooms based on what I think those growing parameters are gonna be like. For the spring, I'll do some cooler mushrooms like king oyster and lion's mane and mushrooms that can handle a lot of ups and downs. For the summer, I'll choose more tropical varieties like golden oyster, pink oyster, and then for the fall, I'll go back full circle and typically grow mushrooms that can withstand cooler temperatures again, like blue oyster or mukitake. So if I was making a schedule for your region, I would consider if you're gonna be growing throughout the whole year or different seasons, what mushrooms you might decide. And then that way you can look at the data and work backwards so that you time your mushrooms fruiting to the appropriate times that you need to harvest. Mark on the calendar the first day that you need mushrooms to be fruited. So for an example, maybe I'm starting a farmer's market on May 1st. So I would focus on this day and then work backwards. So I like to give myself about a 7 to 10 day window of variance from mushrooms in that batch to be harvested, just because they're living organisms and there's some variance that can occur between crop cycles. For a May 1st start date, you're gonna wanna go backwards about 4 weeks for oyster mushrooms or lion's mane or chestnut or piapino. The typical flush period for those mushrooms is about 4 weeks. So going backwards in time, that would take us to April, when those mushrooms need to go into the fruiting tent. Now, for those mushrooms to colonize, it takes about 2 weeks. So that would take us into mid-March for the first inoculations to be done. And then for that grain spawn to be prepared is about another 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So that will take us to the beginning of March. So on my calendar, I would start my first grain spawn cycle March 1st with a target date of May 1st for fruiting. So that kind of takes care of the shorter fruiting strains. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's some strains that take longer, like maitake and shiitake. So depending on the different strain variances, maybe it'll take you 12 to 16 weeks. So that's something to consider, because you're gonna have to devote a lot more space for the incubation period, and you have to have a lot more lead time on those mushrooms. So for a target date of May 1st, you might wanna start at the beginning of February for shiitake mushrooms. Otherwise, you're not gonna have those available until mid-spring or summer. So just keep that in mind. that if you're offering more varieties, you have to be a little bit more strategical with when you start those mushrooms. So now that we have a general broad plan for our crop cycles, I like to focus on the weekly schedule next. So in order to get consistent yields, you have to have consistent input. And that means that you have to do the same thing week in and week out. For me on my farm, it makes the most sense to do the same task for the same day of the week. So for Mondays, I'll do all of my bulk sterilization. And then on Tuesday, I'll do my grain spawn sterilization. And that way, once my bulk substrates are done, they'll have a whole day to cool off. And then on Wednesday, I'll do my inoculations so that I'm only working in the lab one day, and that helps to mitigate any contamination issues, and it makes cleaning a lot easier. Thursday and Friday, I'm typically picking my mushrooms, flipping my grow rooms, doing cleaning, and then especially on Friday before the farmer's market on the weekend, I'll do all of my processing and packaging. So usually I'll send my orders to the restaurants on Friday mornings. So I'll go through my walk-in, select the best mushrooms for chefs, and then kind of hand pick the best mushrooms for the farmer's market, depending on my customers' wants and needs. And then that way I can take my bulk bins that I've been filling up all week long and break those down into 1/4 pound and 1/2 pound boxes for the farmer's market. Now, if you keep the same consistent schedule, then it should run relatively the same all season long. A lot of problems that I see happen is when people miss a few days, and then it creates almost this bottleneck or wave of mushrooms that all flush at once. So in order to avoid having huge waves and gaps in your harvest, you just have to stay consistent with your schedule. When you're making your schedule, the biggest tip is to have consistent input so that you have consistent output. So that means establishing a consistent crop cycle, working backwards in time to make a weekly schedule, and sticking to that weekly schedule consistently throughout the season. I also like to add in about a week to 10 days of buffer, just because these are living organisms and you want to be able to be flexible but consistent. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to find out more information about our growing process, about our scheduling and other aspects of our mushroom farm, check out our ebook, Growing Gourmet Mushrooms for Market. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, much love.